Hi, I'm Ilana Smith.
And I'm Sean Avey.
And later we'll meet Luis Leon. We're from the Azure Active Directory engineering team. As we are all aware, we're currently living through unprecedented times. This is leading companies to make conservative choices. Choices that help keep their customers and employees safe. And with this economic uncertainty, choices that help ensure the future of their business. In some cases, this might mean reducing budgets or maybe even reducing headcount. At the same time, companies are also expecting corporate IT to do more. This includes enabling new models of work, especially work from home, to accelerate the move to the cloud, and always increasing security. So how do you balance these two sets of requirements of reducing costs and yet also doing more? Today, we want to talk about how integrating apps with Azure Active Directory can help. Many of you are using Office 365, and this means you're using Azure Active Directory. Azure Active Directory is the identity system that powers Microsoft's enterprise services. Many of you might be using multi-factor authentication or our policy-based access control conditional access, which allows you to decide which circumstances you're comfortable users accessing apps under. Things like maybe you require a managed device. You might also be using conditional access to ensure that users are not prompted to verify their identity, except when it's absolutely necessary. This means that Azure Active Directory is key infrastructure for your organization. It's there keeping you and your data safe with your Microsoft apps. In a recent survey, we discovered that 75% of admins didn't realize that they could use Azure Active Directory with non-Microsoft apps. This would allow them to centralize their administration and controls of all of their applications and to apply the same security policies and protection across all of their apps. They can provide access and control for their Microsoft apps. For their other SaaS apps like ServiceNow or Workday, they can provide access and protection for the apps they're running in public clouds like Azure, AWS, or GCP. And they can also provide it for those apps that they're running privately in their private clouds, or more importantly, on-premises. We've worked hard to simplify this as much as possible. We've pre-integrated thousands of applications. These are the SaaS applications your organization is using, so it's really straightforward to get up and running quickly. So the big question is, how can this save you money? Integrating your applications with Azure Active Directory can save you money in 4 key ways. First, by maximizing your investment in Azure Active Directory, you can reduce the money that you spend on systems that cover the same set of functionality. Second, you can reduce your investment in on-premises infrastructure and the maintenance tasks that go along with it. Thirdly, you can do more with the precious people that you have. And finally, you can avoid costly breaches. Analyst firm Forrester recently did a study they called Total Economic Impact. This was an investigation into the cost savings associated with integrating apps with Azure Active Directory. As you can see, they found it had significant positive impact on the cost of making an organization more secure. A 123% return on investment of integrating apps. A 50% reduction in management effort by the identity and access management team. A 45% reduction in the risk of a security breach. And depending on how far you're able to go, up to 100% decrease in the cost of managing an on-prem footprint. So let's talk in detail about these 4 areas. On average, companies have something like 9 products that play in the identity space. Your organization might be using a product that has capabilities in 1 or 2 of these spaces. Azure Active Directory has capabilities in all of these spaces. You're invested in Azure Active Directory, so it makes sense to leverage the full capabilities of Azure Active Directory rather than to pay for products that overlap the functionality.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Here's an example. We were actually working with a customer in the auto manufacturing space that adopted Azure AD and the capabilities to secure their Office 365 environment. Specifically, they were looking at conditional access and multi-factor authentication. At the time, they also had another identity provider in their organization. Shortly after they had Azure AD set up and deployed, their questions quickly turned to, wait a second, why am I paying for another identity provider? And in a month, they were able to reconfigure approximately 30 applications to use Azure AD.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And it's a great question. I mean, we often think about license costs, but there are other costs that go along with these duplicate systems too, right?
Absolutely. So in another instance, we were working with an electronics manufacturer who had an on-prem IDP. And for them, it was the cost of renewing the support contract that made them ask the same question. Why in the world would I have two of these?
Research shows that workers use as many as 35 different apps each day. And so to avoid them wasting valuable time, it's super important you're getting to a single identity provider.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing how many companies we work with that have less than stellar single sign-on with multiple identity providers deployed. Typically, SSO is not SSO if you have to log in with multiple IDPs. It's also important for your IT department to have centralized management with consistent controls and policies across the whole org. This helps reduce mistakes in implementation, which ultimately leads to increased uptime and security. And all of this is a heck of a lot easier to achieve with a single identity provider.
When you're choosing your single identity provider for the future, you need to choose the cloud. There's just no comparison when it comes to intelligence and scale.
Yeah, and here's another unexpected consequence. We worked with a large pharmaceutical company that had a hard time attracting quality IT staff, especially when they were just invested on their legacy systems. So it's not something we think about often, but it's something to consider. IT pros want to keep their skills fresh. Using the latest cloud technology helps them do exactly that.
Yeah, the big advantage from a cost perspective of moving to the cloud is the opportunity to decommission on-premises machines and to avoid the manual work that goes along with that for maintenance. We even include our own systems in that. Active Directory Federation Services is an on-premises IDP that you should be upgrading to Azure Active Directory.
For sure. And for a lot of our customers, this doesn't even take long, right? 2 weeks is all that it took for one of our customers to move every one of their apps from ADFS to Azure AD. This is pretty common. Often the easiest part is the technical piece. The hard part's getting the will to move forward with it. In this case, they were able to decommission about 8 servers across 2 different data centers and reduce the load on their load balancers.
That's super cool. Luis is going to show us how easy that can be.
To gain visibility on what's going on with your ADFS farm, you want to install Azure AD Connect Help. This is our monitoring tool for Azure AD Connect and ADFS, and is very easy to install and configure. The Connect Help agent for ADFS reads the configuration and event logs and sends it to the cloud, where we ingest the data and provide operational best practices and usage insights. Let's go to the ADFS console. Here we can see all the applications configured for single sign-on with ADFS, and since we install Azure AD Connect Help in this farm, I can go back to the Azure AD portal and see some insights about the application. Here we are in the Azure AD portal, Enterprise Applications, Usage and Insights, ADFS Application Activity. Here we can see the same applications we saw in ADFS, but we have some extra insights. For example, this migration status column that tells us if an app is fully ready to be migrated to Azure AD, or if it requires some additional adjustments to the configuration. We also have the unique user count, which this is not a trivial question to answer in a consolidated way across all the servers in the ADFS farm if you don't have Connect Help installed. This is a key piece of data for your migration efforts, because this helps you to prioritize applications that will have the most usage. Or you can discover applications with no traffic, so you can make the decision for retiring the application. Let's review this one. So here we can see the different checks that we run on the ADFS config. This app is ready to be migrated. Also, it's ServiceNow, so we know ServiceNow is a SaaS application. So this seems like a good candidate for starting our upgrade to Azure AD. Before we start upgrading the application auth to Azure AD, I want to show you that ServiceNow it's currently configured to do single sign-on with ADFS. So if I go to the sign-on URL for ServiceNow, I get redirected to the ADFS sign-in page for login. So to make it easy for you to do these transitions, we have created a PowerShell script that creates an application on Azure AD based on the ADFS configuration. This script it's based on the documentation for creating gallery apps using MS Graph APIs. Let's run the script. While the script is running, we can see on the right side the different calls that we make to MS Graph APIs. Calls to create an app, to create and configure claims mapping policies, also to create the certificate. So now, if we go back to the Azure AD portal, we will expect to see an application for ServiceNow. Here it is. We click on it, we go to the single sign-on tab. We can see that the script that we run have configured the app single sign-on on Azure AD based on the ADFS config. Now what remains is to configure single sign-on for ServiceNow. So ServiceNow knows that it needs to authenticate using Azure AD instead of ADFS. For this, Azure AD has a feature that automates single sign-on configuration on the application side. For ServiceNow in specific, we only need to provide the admin username and the admin password. So we click on Configure Now, and we're done. Now we can test if single sign-on was successfully configured using the test single sign-on experience in Azure AD. We click on sign in with current user. And here we can see that we have successfully logged in to ServiceNow using Azure AD credentials instead of ADFS.
Thanks, Luis. Azure AD also has other capabilities that helps you reduce your on-premises footprint.
Yeah, and this is a really important one. We had a large retail customer who had a corporate policy that company resources could only be accessed from their corporate network. Because of the current situation, though, they had to reverse this and enable remote work over a weekend. They tried using their VPN, but it couldn't handle the increase in load. Azure AD enables access to private resources on your corporate network through Application Proxy. And it's managed and secured just like any other app. Think about it. Legacy applications using conditional access and multi-factor auth without having to touch the application. Hey, Luis, show us how it's done.
On this demo, I'm going to show you how you can use Azure App Proxy to provide secure remote access and single sign-on to this on-prem app. To deploy App Proxy, we can go to the Azure AD portal, Enterprise Applications, Application Proxy, and in here we just need to download and install an on-premises connector, which is a lightweight agent that acts as a connection point to my on-prem app. It can be used with multiple apps, and we also recommend installing more than one connector for high availability. Since I have already set up the connector on my machine, next I will need to add and configure the on-prem application using App Proxy here in the Azure AD portal. So I go to All Applications, New Application, scroll down, and we select Add an on-prem application. I have already configured an app proxy, so let's switch tabs and let me walk you through how I did it. So let's go to Application Proxy. The first thing I had to do was to provide the internal URL for the on-prem app, and then I can select what the external URL will look like. As a best practice, the internal and external URL should be the same, so end users don't have to remember the different URLs for accessing the same application. I select Azure AD for pre-authentication. That way, Azure AD will authenticate all requests to the app first, and only authenticated users will be able to get into my app. I select the connector group, and that's it. Now we can launch the app from the internet via any browsers, and we can apply conditional access policies to this app. But before we go to there, I will want to configure single sign-on for this application so the users won't get prompted to sign in again after signing with Azure AD. So let's go to single sign-on. Here I input the SPN required so that the App Proxy on-prem connector can sign on behalf of my users into the on-prem application. Now that we have secure access to this on-prem application, we can apply conditional access policies. For example, in this policy, we prompt MFA for on-prem apps. So I will select this application, this on-prem app, as part of the policy. Also for access control grant, I require MFA for authentication. So let's enable this policy. Now, what should we expect? Now we can go back to the application that I showed you at the beginning, the on-prem app, and we try to log in again. And we should expect to get prompt to authenticate with Azure AD right now, as you can see. So I put my Azure AD credentials, and I get challenged with MFA here. So once I accept the notification request, boom, I'm logging to the on-prem application using App Proxy as a way to log in my users and make that connection.
Great demo. Thank you, Luis. Also, if you're using network components like those from F5 or Zscaler, then Azure AD can connect with those to enable the same type of control on private apps. Now, a third way you can save money is to make sure people are focusing on doing the right things with their time. I was working with a financial services company that did not prioritize moving app off to the cloud. They were certainly interested in making the move, but had a hard time justifying the work over other projects that they had. This totally changed when they realized that moving to the cloud would simplify management and secure all their apps for about the same amount of work as updating their token signing cert. So think about this for a second. If you have to update a signing cert on whatever your on-prem IDP is today, you also have to update the apps that are using that certificate. Why not use that time to configure them for Azure AD? Often the configuration of a new cert is the most time-consuming piece anyway. If you have to do it, you might as well do it on the latest and greatest.
Luis showed us how straightforward it can be. So if budgets for specialized vendors are reduced, then this is something you could feasibly do in-house with your existing staff. The benefits of consolidated, centralized management then frees up your folks to concentrate on the most strategic pieces.
Yeah, definitely. Whole Foods is a great example for this. They found that they could manage 10 times the number of SaaS apps using Azure AD with the same size team.
There are also opportunities to free up IT from busy work by automating or delegating some of your identity tasks. Employee onboarding can be automated by connecting up your HR system with Azure Active Directory. This means when an employee is hired, the HR system notifies Azure Active Directory, which then provisions out accounts to every application that user is going to need. What a great first day experience, right? Of course, it kind of goes without saying that employee offboarding happens in the same automated way, or without involving manual work from your identity staff. You can also empower your end users to take care of some of these identity tasks on their own. Our entitlement lifecycle management allows you to set up policy that constrains how people can ask for access and who can grant that access. Users can also reset their own passwords, which can reduce help desk calls for that kind of thing by up to 3/4.
All right, now the fourth and most important way to save money is to make sure you get and stay secure. Now, as many of you probably know, Danish shipping company Maersk was hit by NotPetya in 2017. While their on-prem infrastructure was greatly affected, they were able to leverage their cloud services to get their company running again. And now they use Azure AD to keep themselves safe.
A CISO told us that his job was to stay out of the papers and out of the courts. Cloud scale means that we can detect patterns quickly and react. Across our services, we deflect up to 300 million identity attacks a day, keeping you and your applications and data safe. This industry-leading security should be used to protect all of your applications, not just your Microsoft ones, and including your on-premises applications as well. So, integrating apps with Azure Active Directory can save you money. You can invest in Azure Active Directory and avoid paying for duplicative functionality. You can reduce your on-premises infrastructure by moving to the cloud. You can do more with the people that you have. And you can stay out of the papers and out of the courts. A lot of this can seem very overwhelming. And so one thing we always say about Azure Active Directory is choose the piece that solves the problem you have right now. Get that problem solved and get that value proved, and then you can move from there. An order that might work for you is to start with any new applications you're bringing into your organization. Integrate those directly with Azure Active Directory, and then you won't have to worry about moving it later. Next, it's important to understand your app landscape. Luis showed one of the ways that you can discover what apps are being used and how often, and we have some other discovery functionality as well. This lets you figure out which ones are the priority to move, and maybe even which ones you can just go ahead and decommission. Then you can begin to move your applications in that priority order from the IDP you're using now to Azure Active Directory. After that, it's worth taking a look at your on-premises apps and figuring out which ones you want to make available remotely in a secure way. Finally, you might want to talk to your in-house developers. By integrating directly with Azure Active Directory, they can take advantage of our identity capabilities and also the full capabilities of Microsoft Graph to build a great experience for your users. So, Azure Active Directory can connect to all your apps. It can provide industry-leading security for them and a centralized, consistent application model built for the future. All of this allows you to save money and keep your organization safe. And the best thing, particularly in a conversation about cost savings, is you don't have to buy anything new to get started on this journey. Integrating cloud apps with Azure Active Directory is free. And with security defaults, securing those apps with adaptive MFA is also free. So there's really no excuse.
That's right, everyone. So thanks for watching and get to work.
Thank you.